Pencils down, people. Don't copy off of me. You must be able to do these problems by yourself. Learn how to do it by watching the video with your pencil down or pen, and then go back and do it yourself. It's the only way to learn. I'm gonna have to do this video as fast as I possibly can. I almost didn't make a video at all, but I only have a short time, so this can't be an hour. This lesson is part one of a review on circles and parabolas. Check out part two on another video. Alright, problem number one, we're supposed to graph this. This is a circle. You see it's just x squared and y squared, so you automatically know that the center is 0, 0. So you can go ahead and graph that. If the center weren't 0, 0, it'd be like x minus 3 squared, or like y plus 4 squared. Alright, and then the center would be 3 comma negative 4. It'd be the opposite of those. But in the absence of parentheses and things being added, they are zeros. So, yes, very good. Now this right here is r squared. That means r is going to be the square root of whatever's sitting here. So the radius is the square root of 24, which is approximately equal to, I have no idea. Well, I have some idea, but not enough of an idea. 4.9. Okay, and now that I look at it, 2 radical 6 is better, so 4.9. And even the radical 24, let's not ever write that. Let's go with the 2 radical 6 version. Anyway, so there's your radius, approximately this. So when we graph it, we're going to go virtually to 5. You know, 0.9, you can barely tell the difference. Okay, and then you will graph your circle thus. Alright, and there's problem number one for ya. Okay, let's check out problem number two. Oh, look, it's just what I was talking about. So on problem number two, the center will be the opposite of these. So that's going to be positive 2 comma negative 3. Once again, the radius is going to be the square root of that. Let's see if it simplifies. Alright, so square root of 30 is the radius. Go ahead and write that down. But we need to know the decimal version as well, so we toggle it. 5.5, round up. So it's 5.5. So 2 comma negative 3 would be right here. So we will go 5.5 in all directions. So there's 3, 5.5. Okay, 3, 5.5. 2, 5.5. Okay, 5.5. All right, so you will draw your circle, my friends. All right, there you go. Nailed it. I'm a beast. All right, write the standard form equation. Well, these were standard form equations that we were just looking at with all the parentheses squared. All right, notice the circle has the double squared, okay, as opposed to a parabola that only has one. And the way you get standard form is you complete the square. That's that system where we do half the middle squared and add it to both sides. So that's what we're doing. So first, let's collect the x terms together. So that would be x squared minus 10x. Leave a gap, leave a space. Now look at the y terms together. So that's going to be plus y squared minus 2y. Leave another gap. And that's equal to negative 10. All right, now here's where we complete the square with the each of the variables. Now with a parabola, we only do this once because we only have one variable squared. For circles, the x's and y's are squared, so we have to complete the square 2 times. So half of the middle squared, that's 5. 5 squared is 25. Okay, be sure to do it to both sides, please. Half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Add that to both sides. Now, anytime I go fast, I always make a mistake. So this is going to factor as the same thing twice for both of these. So x squared, that's going to be like x minus 5. Okay, the middle term tells you the sign, and that'll be twice. This is going to factor as y minus 1 twice. Okay, the middle term gives you the sign. Well, let's see. Negative 10 and 25, that's 15, plus 1 is 16. Okay, so that means I have x minus 5 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 16. Okay, so that is the equation. I guess I'm supposed to write it down here. Okay, and now I will say the center, which is the opposite of these, so that'll be 5, 1. And my radius is 4. It's the square root of that. Okay, that was number 3. All right, no pencils, please. Do not copy off of me, people. All right, I guess it's just the same thing again. GCF though, like right off the top, I'm seeing all of these are divisible by 4. So let's do that for sure. So I'm going to divide all of these by 4, including the 0, really, to make it legal and legit. Okay, so that's going to give me. All right, so that's going to give me x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 2y minus 2 equals 0. So now I'm going to collect my x terms together. So that'll be x squared minus 4x, leave a gap. And then now I'll collect my y terms together. So that'll be plus y squared plus 2y, leave a gap. And let's move this negative 2 over to the other side by adding 2 to both sides. So I'll have a 2 right there. Now let's complete the square. Half of the middle square, that's 2, which squares to 4. Half of this is 1, squared is still 1. You have to add both of these to the other side. So there's my 4 and my 1. Okay, so this should factor as x minus 2 twice. So I'm just going to go straight to x minus 2 squared. This is going to factor as y plus 1 twice. So y plus 1 squared. Notice the middle term gives you the sign in each case. Let's see. That's 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay, so there is my equation in standard form. Okay, so the center, the opposite of these, so I'm going to have 2 comma negative 1, and my radius will be the square root of 7. All right, that was number 4. Let's move on to number 5. Write an equation of the line tangent to the circle at the given point. Man, this concept is giving you guys fits. And I think it's because it's based on a lot of stuff from a previous class, which I expect you to know. And then the reality is, y equals mx plus b, what? What's that? Anyway, when you look at this, you should automatically know what the center is. My daughter's calling. Hello, darling. Okay, so we have a circle. We should know right away that the center is 0, 0. By the way, you should always draw a picture for this type of problem. So the center is 0, 0. In addition, they give us this other point on the circle, 3, -4. So it doesn't really matter where you draw it. Just draw it. 3, -4. So that's on the circle. And this is where the tangent is supposed to touch. So you should draw yourself a tangent line as best you can with your limited technologies. Okay. So that's what's happening. Alright, so this pink line is the tangent line. And we're supposed to write an equation of the tangent line. So we're supposed to write an equation of this pink thing. Please understand that, and this is something you're supposed to know from a previous class, the equation of a line is like y equals mx plus b, right? So that's going to be like y equals mx plus b, where this is the slope. Okay, like this is m and b. This is the slope and this is the y-intercept. Anyway, so this is what we're supposed to do. And so we need to find the slope of this line, the tangent, and the y-intercept, the b value. So we're going to do both of those things in order. So first, we need to find the slope. Now, we cannot find the slope of the tangent line directly, so we're going to have to do it in steps. Okay, so our goal is to find the slope. But first, we have to find the slope of the radius. So, slope of radius. Okay, because here's the radius right here. We can easily find the slope of the radius because we have we have 2 points on the radius, and we can just use the slope formula, which is y minus y over x minus x. All right, the order doesn't matter as long as you do it the same way both times. So y minus y, so -4 minus 0, and 3 minus 0. Okay, so that is going to give me -4 over 3. So that is the slope of the radius. But now we can switch over. By the way, y's over x's. I saw several people on the last test doing x's over y's, and that's why you got it wrong. So now we can find the slope of the tangent, which is what we really wanted. Because a radius and the tangent will always be perpendicular, okay, 90-degree angle. And something you were supposed to learn in a previous class is when lines are perpendicular, their slopes will be opposite and reciprocal. Okay, so the slope of this tangent, if this is negative, then this will be positive. That's the opposite part. And then reciprocal. So I've got 4 over 3, so this will be 3/4. Okay, so this is one of the two things we were looking for. So we found the slope of the radius, and the tangent slope will be opposite in sign and reciprocal, upside down. Okay, so 3/4. So we were looking for the slope and the intercept, and so far we found the slope. Okay, so now we need to find b. That's the only other thing we need to do. Okay, so I'll just do that right here. Okay, so let us find b, the y-intercept. And the way we will find b is we will use the model, once again, y equals mx plus b. So this b is what we're looking for. Okay, So we will plug in a y, an m, and an x, and b will be the only thing left. Now, the place I'm going to get my x and y from, I will use this point right here. Now, on the last test, a lot of people try to use the center. The center is not on this line, all right? So it will not be a part of this equation. We have to use a point on the line, and this is the only one we have. So the y value goes here, so that's -4 equals. M, that's the slope we just found, so 3/4. X is at 3, and then we've got the b that we don't know, so we'll just call it b. Okay, use your calculator if you have to. 3 times 3 is 9, so really this is just 9/4 if you're skills like that. Getting b by itself, you need to subtract 9/4 from both sides. Okay, so 4 minus 9/4. Okay, let's definitely use a calculator for that. Okay, so 4 minus 9/4. 7/4. Okay, great. Whoa, hold on. It's -4 minus 9/4. See, I told you I was going to make a mistake, but I caught it, so that didn't really count, which means I still have one coming. So -4 minus 9/4. Okay, so that's -25/4. All right, so -25/4 is equal to b. Okay, so that's the other thing we needed. All right, we found the slope of the tangent, and we found the y-intercept. Okay, so that goes right here, -25/4. So let's just recopy it in a prettier way. So the final answer will be y equals 3/4 x, and we don't do plus minus, so we'll just put minus 25/4. Okay, and that should be the equation of our tangent line. Okay, so that was number 5. All right, let's do number 6. All right, number 6, it's the same thing. The same thing all over again. I almost feel like I should skip it. All right, if there's any way for me to do it even faster, I will. Okay, so we've got this circle. Once again, the center is 0, 0. We've got this point on the circle, -2, -2. Okay, so that would be like left 2, down 2. It really doesn't matter where you put I could have still put it over here and the problem would work just fine. But, you know, OCD makes me try to put it in the right place. So there's my radius. So once again, I'm trying to find the equation of the tangent line. So that's going to be some line. So I'm doing y equals mx plus b. Okay, where I need to find the m and the b. Okay, yeah, the tangent line would be like in this area. Missing a little bit. No, that's good. All right, once again with our tangent line. So, just like we did before, we will start with the slope of the radius. So, slope of radius. Okay, pencils down, people. Do not copy off of me. So we are doing y minus y over x minus x. So that's -2 minus 0 over -2 minus 0. Okay, so that's going to be 1. So then we can say the slope of the tangent. Okay, it has to be opposite and reciprocal. Well, the opposite of this will just be negative. And the reciprocal of 1 is still 1, because, 1 over 1, if you turn it upside down, it's still 1 over 1. So all we have is negative 1. So that's half of the battle. Okay, we have the slope, so we can fill that in, negative 1. Now we still need the b, the y-intercept. So we can do that. Did I use purple yet? Okay. So we will find that by doing, okay, so we're going to now find b. And we're going to do that by using the model y equals mx plus b. Okay. We will substitute y and m and x. We will get our x and y from this point of tangency, and they're both negative 2, so that's negative 2. The m is the slope we just found, so that's negative 1. And okay, the x is also negative 2 plus b. So that's going to give us negative 2 is equal to positive 2 plus b. When I subtract 2 from both sides, that'll give me negative 4 equals b. So now we have the slope and the y-intercept, the m and the b. So I will just fill that in. Yeah, negative 4. And let's just recopy this in a prettier way. So the final answer will be y equals, and we're not going to include the 1. We'll just put negative x. And we won't do plus negative 4. We'll just do minus 4. So this is how you should write your final answer. Okay, so that is it for number 6. Okay, where's number 7? Okay, write the equation of each circle described below. Okay, so we need to write an equation for this circle. Now, the general form for the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to the radius squared. This is the general model. And here, the vertex is the h, I'm sorry, not the vertex, the center is h and k. So this is the center, so that means this is h and this is k. So if we substitute these in before they go, the equation becomes, so it's basically the opposite of whatever you see here. This is positive, so here we'll do minus. This is negative, so here we will do plus. Okay, now we need the radius squared. Well, if the radius is 4, then the radius squared is 16. Okay, so that's it. That's number 7. Okay, number 8. The center is at the origin, and we have this point on the circle. Okay, if the center is at the origin, then that makes it just x squared plus y squared. Okay, because with the whole, if I put in 0 for h and 0 for k, then it's just y squared and x squared. All right, we don't know the radius yet, so so far we have this. But we do have a point on the circle, so that makes this an x and a y. So I'm going to plug those in. All right, don't copy off of me, people. Put your pencils down. Do it yourself later. If I plug these in, I'm going to have negative 2 squared plus 5 squared. And I'm just using this to find my radius squared. Well, this is 4, and this is 25 is equal to radius squared. So that's 29. Now, don't take the square root and find r, because what I need is r squared. Okay? So we already knew the left side of the equation was going to be x squared plus y squared, okay, because the center was 0, 0. All we needed was the r squared. That's all we needed. And now we know that the r squared is 29. So I can just put 29. Okay, and that is it for number 8. All right, number 9. Center here with a diameter of 20. Okay, well this was giving you guys fits too on the last test. All right, just it's all about drawing a picture, in my world anyway. So we have the center is at 1,8. All right, now there's a diameter of 20. Okay, well this, I guess last time I gave you endpoints. So this should not be too bad. If the diameter is 20, okay, that means this whole thing is 20. That's what diameter means, by the way, if you didn't know that. Then the radius, of course, is 10. All right, because the radius will just be half of that. Okay, so indirectly they're giving us that the radius is 10. So when we go to do the circle, it should be x minus 1 squared plus y minus 8 from this squared equals, now this is the radius squared, so 10 squared is 100. All right, so that was actually easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so there's number 9. Okay. I better zoom out so I can see where I am. Oh, look, that was the end of this classwork. All right, and that makes it the end of this video, which is good because I have a meeting. I got to run. Peace out. I hope you didn't copy off me, people.